Is there any way to talk some sense into an abusive incel? My best friend's brother is 18. He fell into the incel manosphere thing a year or two ago and developed a crippling porn addiction. He's never had a girlfriend. His only hobby is the gym and locking himself in his room to go on the PlayStation or to watch Andrew Tate and his minions. We all thought he'd grow out of it until a few weeks ago. He lives with his mum and his sister, my friend. No dad in the picture. Completely and utterly unprovoked. He physically and verbally assaulted my friend because she was in the bathroom. He barged in, broke the door lock and handle, and grabbed his sister by the neck, yelling at her repeatedly, calling her a fucking woman. Then he took an hour-long shower, went downstairs and unleashed more bullshit on his own mother. He spent the rest of the day muttering women under his breath. My friend now walks on eggshells and has since stopped speaking to her brother. She plans to move out as soon as possible. He said so much more awful shit to her and she has pretty much stopped eating. She's lost so much weight. I grew up with this boy and he's grown to be a repulsive, monstrous young man. This is borderline abuse and I'm scared for my friend's safety. His mum is a small older woman as well and my friend feels guilt around moving out and leaving her alone with him. Normally I erase someone from my life the second I know they subscribe to incel BS. I'm not about to argue with someone about why they should view me as an individual, sentient human being who deserves base-level respect, but this scenario is different. He won't listen to women at all, especially his family. But I have always slightly intimidated him and I'm pretty well spoken. I know I have to be compassionate, but it's hard to be. I cannot stand abusive people. I don't even know where I would begin. He might also feel humiliated that other women know he's an abusive incel, but at this point some kind of intervention has to happen. There is no borderline when you put your hands around someone's neck. That's assault. End of story. And IMO. They're a lost cause unless another man enlightens them, not women. Don't even bother talking to this freak. Your friend should be filing a police report for that assault. It's all but guaranteed he's going to end up hurting a woman eventually. Is there any way to talk some sense into an abusive incel? No. He barged in, broke the door lock and handle, and grabbed his sister by the neck. Jesus fuck. This is where anybody in the house should have been calling the cops and pressing some DV charges. The guy needs to have some sense beaten into him because talking clearly ain't working. The incel won't respect you. You have to respect yourself by filing a police report and getting a restraining order. It's not borderline abuse. It's abuse. And assault. Your friend should call the cops and have him arrested. He's a menace. I fear for this family and their community if this young man gets a hold of a gun. There is no talking sense into someone this far gone. Particularly not by a woman. This is not where to put your efforts. Best case scenario may be that he soon finds his way to a secure all-male environment, i.e. prison. They need to either get out or get him out. The fact he touched her neck is the biggest red flag, and she and her mother are in extreme, actual danger of being killed by him. Get them out, get them out, get him out. They need to know how serious that is, like seriously their chances of being murdered by their own son brother are astronomical right now. He's mentally unwell and a danger to them. He needs to be removed immediately for their safety. This is way past incel Andrew Tate bullshit. It's one thing to watch that content and talk shit. But grabbing someone by the neck unprovoked is much worse and an immediate concern that needs to be addressed. Are there any uncles, older male friends that he looks up to? Maybe they could do an intervention. This is just horrible. No. You cannot reason with these kinds of people. Your concerns are valid and you have every right to be worried over your friend and her mum's safety. As much as you want to talk some sense into him. Unfortunately, he will not listen to you. The only thing you can do is file a police report and get a no-contact order. Do help your friend to move out and let her stay with you in the meantime while coming up with a safety plan for her and mum to be safe. Do warn others to be careful of him. As for your friend's brother, if this is a perfect world we live in, I rather he is carted off into a deprogramming facility to brainwash him. Your friend can press charges against him for assault. Right? Why doesn't the mother have him locked up in UV or something? He's about a week away from murdering them and going on a shooting spree. Report him immediately and tell him to get his hard drive. There's no more coddling and compassion from women. He needs to go to jail. He needs to become known to the police. The best thing you can do is help sister and mum to face that they must get out of the situation. Document any assault and verbal abuse. And get him to a shelter. Or family or friend's house to stay. He's gonna shoot a bunch of women sometime soon. His assault, putting hand on a woman's neck, needs to be reported to the police. He needs to be removed from their house because the mother is at risk if the daughter moves out. He sounds like a lost cause. What is the likelihood of his mum kicking him out before he seriously assaults or kills one of them? He should be arrested. He's going to kill a woman someday. At the very least, try to convince your friend's mother to kick him out. Edit to add: you cannot fix him. Perhaps a professional can help him. But you cannot. Please do not try. It isn't safe. I hate to say it, but the only possible way to reach him is via a man. He won't be open to anything a woman says. Is there anyone like that in his life? Teach him that actions have consequences. His Tate worship has resulted in him assaulting and almost killing an innocent person. One who loved him until then. Unprovoked. He needs to be brought up on charges. Even if he doesn't care about women, he'll care about what his actions mean for himself. My wife is a psychologist and in assessing risk after an assault. Grabbing a person by the neck choking is like one of the biggest risk indicators for the future. She should call the cops and he should learn a lesson. Praying for these women's safety. OMG heartbreak. I strongly recommend they move out. I'm sure a lot of therapy could help, but no one can force him to go. I'm scared this won't be his last violent incident. Report that fucker to the cops. Brother of a friend or not. But he's only 18. Fuck that. He deserves to be arrested for this harmful incel BS. Police. Period. He assaulted your friend. No mercy. He's old enough to know it's wrong. And he also escalated to the point when he's now a danger to others. Don't be compassionate. This guy is a ticking time bomb unless authorities do something about him. His mother should kick him out for what he did, because this not just an incel issue anymore. This is a future murder level problem. Strangulation often leads to killings. This is no longer a discussion of words. Your friend and her mom should be in fear of their lives. If you are in the US, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline and ask for local support groups and information on how to help your friend and her mother.